Former two-time All-American player at West Chester University and a six-year member of the U.S. national team, Tracey Griesbaum was coach for Iowa's field hockey team. With a description of most successful at the school, she has 169 wins in 14 seasons. She posted 12 winning seasons and made 6 appearances in the NCAA tournament, including a trip to the 2008 Final Four. On August 4th, Tracey Griesbaum was fired from her position as Iowa's field hockey coach. With no reason for her termination, questions derived. It was said by multiple players that they were verbally abused by Coach Griesbaum. Athletic Director of Iowa Gary Barta went in depth with investigation, but no evidence was found. He announced she had not violated any university policy and was to remain head coach. He sent out an email stating, "My goal is to move forward and make a good program even stronger." The impression was given they were all to move forward together. 2 weeks later, on August 4th, she was fired. In a time span of 2 weeks, something had changed, but no one seemed to know what. Lisa Silikaya, assistant coach for 14 seasons, took over as head coach. A question to be answered is, what problem could be so big that Griesbaum's assistant took over the team? Following the discontinuation of Griesbaum, Gary Barta sent out an email to all field hockey athletes stating the ending of Coach Griesbaum. He mentions how successful she was as a coach at Iowa, stating the positiveness of Griesbaum and resulting in being fired risked confusion within the team. Following a Facebook page labeled "Reinstate Tracey Griesbaum as University of Iowa field hockey coach" was created, which now has over 1,700 likes. Along with the Facebook page, Twitter was filled with messages in support of Griesbaum. Social media wasn't the only thing supporting Tracey. An outburst of phone calls and over 120 letters were sent to Athletic Director Gary Barta, President Sally Mason, and the Iowa Board of Regents. Additionally, athletic trainer assigned to the Iowa field hockey program, Faye Thompson, resigned from her position. In her resignation letter, she mentions a comic culture of a one-sided, open invitation for student athletes to complain and claim mistreatment, and talks about the double standard that seems to exist between male and female head coaches at Iowa. Lastly, the team itself wore warm-up shirts to the opening game that said, "TG, we support our coach," on the front, and "Preparation breeds confidence, Tracey Griesbaum," with the number 24 on the back. All this was being done in support for Tracey Griesbaum's return as head coach. 4 players, senior Chandler Akers, junior Jesse Sofer, sophomores Natalie Cafoon, and Danny Heeman, along with the rest of the team, wondered why their head coach had been fired, and all of the fuzz on supporting Griesbaum wasn't getting any results. On January 28th, the 4 Iowa field hockey players decided to take action for their team. They claimed to see a gender bias in athletics here at Iowa. They filed a federal civil rights complaint against the university with Title IX, which states, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance." The 4 players claim that Iowa's standards of conduct for female coaches are different than those for male coaches. Griesbaum, being the 5th female coach Barta has fired or forced to resign, raised questions as to why there had not been any male coaches fired as well. Therefore, the complaint cited a double standard between male and female coaches at Iowa. This is said because in 2011, Kirk Ferentz put 13 male football players in the hospital. Instead of receiving any disciplinary action, he was honored with Coach of the Year. The university has also defended the athletic department in covering up rape and sexual assaults by their football players. As you can see, the university has dealt with bigger problems, but nothing was done to the coach. So you may ask, why was she fired? There was no reason because Griesbaum's termination was under the no-fault provision, which gives the athletic director the right to fire the coach and pay the buyout without giving any particular explanation. To honor Griesbaum's contract, the university gave her a one-time payment of $200,000 in the event of a not-for-cause termination. You may be asking, well, how do you fight a not-for-cause termination? Tracey Griesbaum hired attorney Tom Newkirk, who specifically focuses on civil rights and employment law. Tom called on the university to ensure no form of bias nor any double standard played a role in Griesbaum's firing. But the university refused to open any investigation into any sort of gender equality issues, and also refused to reinstate Griesbaum. Tom and Griesbaum are still willing to discuss change with the university without legal matters. Although if no change continues to be a problem, they plan on filing a wrongful termination lawsuit against the University of Iowa Athletics Department. Tom claims that almost all female coaches already live with a double standard and aren't permitted to behave towards the players in ways that males are permitted to behave. He adds to this by commenting, "It would be like taking Kirk Ferentz at his height and saying someone has complained from your football team. We're canceling your contract, you're out of here. Can you possibly imagine the school doing that?" That is Griesbaum's argument, which is that this case is simply a gender bias and double standard problem that needs to be fixed with Iowa's athletic department and the university overall, which in this case has yet to be solved.